Kyle Jepson.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much for having me. I'm delighted to be here. It is my first time in the area. Thank you for having such good weather. I hear that this is not normal. I went to the beach yesterday, had some bitterballen, so I'm off to a great start. Oh, and that's me. So a couple times a year, HubSpot has what we call a spotlight. We do one in the spring, we do one in the fall. HubSpot is constantly releasing updates all the time, which is why I'm able to post to LinkedIn daily. But twice a year, we package a bunch up and make a big deal about them. We just did this a couple weeks ago, and I was asked to come here and do a recap. So what I have for you here is precisely that. If I can get my computer up on the screen here. I was asked to bring Spotlight to the Netherlands here. So here is Spotlight in the Netherlands. I'm very excited to share with you what HubSpot has been building. But before I do that, let me just talk a little bit about the way HubSpot is thinking about this moment we find ourselves in with AI infiltrating every aspect of our lives. If you imagine for a moment that you just hired a brand new, let's say, a salesperson who graduated from the best university with the top grades and is a genius, knows a lot about the world, about industry, about business strategy. And if you think then of a salesperson who has worked for you for 10 years and knows every single one of your customers and knows how you compare to your competitors, if you have a strategic call or a very important email come in from a client, who would you rather have responding? Probably the one who knows your business better, right? And this is how we think a lot about Claude and ChatGPT, Gemini. These LLMs know a lot about the world, a lot about industry. They can give you a lot of insights, but if they don't know your customers, your competitors, your business, they are like that recent university graduate who knows a lot of things, but not the most important things. As HubSpot co-founder likes to say, the smartest person in the room is useless if they just walked in. And this is what LLMs are generally like. They know a lot about the general world, but they know almost nothing about your specific situation, about the circumstances of a particular customer, of how you can help them, of what questions they might have. And so as we're thinking about AI's role in business and how we can help you with this, we don't want to just provide you with more AI tools that are disconnected from that understanding of your business. So we've started thinking of ourselves as an agentic customer platform, which is perhaps the buzzwordiest thing I could possibly say here at a conference that is meant to debuzz things. But the thinking here is that most AI tools, if you go out and buy a bespoke AI piece of software for sales or for marketing, they are a tool that has all that AI power but is completely disconnected from the context of your business. And we want to not give you just this. We understand that there are layers below this. If you think of AI as an employee that you are onboarding, in general, there are rules you expect your employees to follow. There are some systems you give them access to, and some systems you don't give them access to. And you need that governance layer. And then down below is the context of your business, your customer data, your business context and team context, industry intelligence, domain knowledge, all these things that make your company, the special expertise and point of view that you offer the world. And we have been working for years, 10 years now, to build a smart CRM that holds all this information. And building on that foundation, we are now going up through these layers. We're thinking about governance and what that means for AI and human beings working together. And then up at the top come the tools. But this is the last step. And this is where we are now. We are finally delivering tools that are built on top of these other layers, that follow the governance, that are connected to your customer data, so that they can actually provide contextual, relevant information to the customers they interact with. So as I talk through these tools, I'm going to talk about one in each of these 5 stages. These are the stages you go through in your relationship with your customers. In the first place, you have to attract customers. They have to know you exist. They have to be interested in doing business with you. AI can certainly help with that. Then you have to identify them. If they're just anonymously visiting your website, that's not very much help. You need to get in contact with them, know their name, and begin understanding their situation. AI can also help with this. Then you engage with them. You start actually having that consultative sales process understanding their problems, where you fit in, what their budget is, all of that. Hopefully you close them, and then they become your customer, and you serve them for the rest of however long you have a relationship with them. In each of these 5 stages, we want AI helping you be more efficient, helping you be more accurate, but we want to make sure that everything you do with AI is fully rooted in that context of your business and your customers, not just the general information that an LLM might have. So in this first stage of attracting, we are thinking about this new term, answer engine optimization, AEO. For decades now, we've all been thinking about SEO. How do we come up in Google results? If someone goes to a search engine and types in a question or a keyword, how do we appear in that list? But now the game is changing. People aren't going and searching keywords anymore. They are asking ChatGPT or Gemini or Perplexity, what business helps with this, or how do I solve that problem? And there have, until recently, been almost no solutions to help you understand how you're even appearing in these answers, let alone helping you improve that. HubSpot is now the only CRM with a native AEO tool. There are other companies that are working on AEO, but ours is fully integrated into our smart CRM. And let me just show you what this looks like. So if we slide over really quickly, this is the AEO tool inside of HubSpot. If you have HubSpot, you can just come to the marketing menu and find AEO. And you set this up by inserting, you tell it a little bit about your business, and it knows about your business if you have stuff stored in HubSpot already. And it will suggest queries that people might be making to LLMs, and you tell it who your competitors are. And then you get these nice charts that tell you how you are performing in comparison to the competitors in your space. And the way this is working is you can see this chart talks about ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity. For the prompts you have saved in here. So I built this for a friend who does in-home piano lessons in Boston, and these are the prompts we came up with. And it will run these searches in these LLMs multiple times a day, and then give you this chart to show you how it's performing over time. So here you can get a sense. This is a very small company. She has, I think, 10 students she is working with right now, but we are showing up in some search results. You can also see sentiment analysis. So even though she is not showing up in a lot of searches because she's so small, people really like her. It's finding lots of nice things about her on the internet, and we can see that this sentiment is pretty up and down, but mostly kind of going up. And then down here in the bottom, we can see how she is performing against other competitors in this space. So the studios and the teachers in the greater Boston area who are offering in-home piano lessons, we can see how often they appear in searches, how often Haven Music Lessons, her company, appears. And then down here is citations. And this is perhaps what you have the most control over. If you have helpful content on your website, answering questions like, what's the advantage of an in-home piano lesson versus going to a studio? The LLMs will cite you and link to your website, and that is something you definitely want to encourage and improve over time. So this first page here, this dashboard, is primarily just giving visibility, so you can understand when these searches are run on a regular basis, how your company is being talked about, if it's being talked at all. That is only one half of the puzzle. If you look at this and you find, like my friend, that you are not coming up in very many searches, what do you do? How do you solve that problem? And for me, the most exciting part of the AEO tool we have built is the recommendations tab over here. So what HubSpot is going to do is it's going to look around on the internet for opportunities for you to engage. It is great if you can publish a blog post or have a website page or publish a social media post that tells people things about your company. You should absolutely keep doing that. But often the LLMs are looking at other places, parts of the internet you do not own. And this is finding opportunities for you to engage and be a part of that conversation. So this is surfacing Reddit threads and YouTube videos that may be worth engaging with. Affiliate sites that we could reach out to. We could say, hey, thumbtack.com, please feature Haven Music Lessons. And the direction we are moving in the future is you'll be able to actually draft. So this is saying you should build this social media post. Coming very soon in the coming weeks, it will tell you an exact draft. Hey, review this, publish it, and that will help improve your visibility in the AEO results. So this is AEO inside of HubSpot. Again, if you have Marketing Hub, you can find it right here. If you are not a HubSpot customer, we are offering this as a standalone product. And if you just go to hubspot.com/AEO, you can go through the process of telling it about your company, selecting your prompts, telling it who your competitors are, and you can try it free for, I believe, a month, just to get that visibility and see how it's performing. So that is AEO. At the beginning of this journey, as we were thinking about attracting people in the AI age, this is how you gain visibility into how the LLMs are talking about you and improving that over time. Now people have found you, and they are coming to you. Perhaps they are submitting a form, or perhaps they are engaging with your social media posts, or you're coming into contact with them. However you're coming into contact with them, AI can help you learn more about these people very rapidly and fill in a lot of those gaps that previously would have been very hard to do. And Data Agent can help with this a lot. Data Agent, of all the tools I'm going to show you today, this is perhaps the most abstract. It is a collection of a few different features that we call Data Agent. But the main thing I want to encourage you to do if you are a HubSpot customer is to turn on the enrichment inside of HubSpot. The main reason I want you to do this is because this is included in your subscription. It does not cost you anything to have your contacts and companies automatically enriched by HubSpot. So if we can find any publicly available information about a company that has been visiting your website, you can pull all that in for free. Their industry, it may have their contact phone numbers for the company, that sort of thing. That can help you a lot in figuring out if a person who has been interacting with your website is a good fit for you. So this is one piece of Data Agent. And again, this is included in all paid subscriptions of HubSpot. It's not a separate thing you need to buy. You don't have to pay for it at all. The other thing I would definitely encourage you to consider is, there's so many things in this menu. Where is that one? Buyer intent. So this one, when, especially if you are in a B2B space, if you're selling to businesses, very often when people visit your website, if they are coming from a business, we can identify what business they are coming from using their IP address and other signals. This is not connected to a live website, so I have no results here. But even if they do not identify themselves, if they don't fill out a form, you can at least see that visitors are coming from a particular company, and then you can use that enrichment to enrich that company record and reach out and make contact and say, hey, it seems people from there are visiting our webpage. Is there anything we can help with? We also recently added signals. This works both for those anonymous visitors to your website, but also company records you already have in your CRM. You can monitor for things like attending an event or announcing a new product or mergers or acquisitions, whatever sorts of signals that might be included in a press release or other public information that is relevant for you in offering services to a company. You can monitor them and know as soon as that happens so you can reach out when the moment is right. This one does consume some HubSpot credits, but if you are listening for signals for a company, it is, I believe, 10 credits per month per company. And if you have a professional or enterprise HubSpot subscription, you get 3,000 or 5,000 credits per month included in your subscription. So you're very unlikely to run out of credits using these tools. So Data Agent, I consider very, very low risk, very low cost for you to get much better data, much richer data inside your CRM. So as you are seeking to make contact with people, you have more context you can rely on. The next stage is engage. So we've now identified a person. It's time to actually have a conversation with them. And this is where Prospecting Agent comes into play. And this is the one tool that gives me the most hope that maybe someday salespeople will actually enjoy using software. I know it can be a real challenge to get them to use anything. But Prospecting Agent here, it can automate outreach and research on these companies and individuals. So the main thing that you're going to be looking at in Customer Agent are these, we call them plays, or I guess in Dutch it's scripts. But what you do is there are these 5 stages where you are controlling exactly how this prospecting agent is finding and reaching out to people. So this first stage, again, we already talked about signals. You can have it automatically start researching companies when these certain signals arise. If you are using a third-party service that provides contact information, Apollo, ZoomInfo, one of those, you can connect that in here so then it can research those individuals as well. And then you tell it a bit about your company. It does this automatically. So if you put in your URL here and ask it to analyze your website, it will fill in all these fields for you, but then they're all editable. So if anything is incorrect or incomplete, the more information you give the agent about your company, the better job it will do in this next step, where it will actually draft emails to send to relevant contacts. So it hears a buying signal of some sort come through. Oh, this company just gave us a signal that they might be interested. I know this information about your company, the products you offer. Now I'm going to draft some emails for you. You can do this in if you want a fully agentic experience, it can just write things from scratch. What is more comfortable for a lot of people is this sequences way, where you can choose, are we reaching out? Is this going to be through LinkedIn? Is this going to be an email? And for each of these steps, you have these blocks, which are different from a traditional token. Personalization tokens have been around for a long time, right? You write an email, you say, hi, first name, and first name automatically gets inserted in. That is old news. In the world of AI, we use these blocks where for each paragraph or sentence, you tell it what kind of information you want included here, what you want it to ask someone to do. And then based on the information it has about this company and this person and any context from your CRM, if there have been previous phone calls or meetings, all of that can be brought in to personalize this email and build it completely from scratch, not just fill in the blank with personalization tokens. And then you get completely personalized original emails for each person at each step of this sequence. Now, when you're doing this, you can control who these emails will be sent from. And you can control the tone a little bit. You can, if you have defined your brand voice inside of HubSpot, you can pull that in, which I highly recommend doing. But I think the most important setting, the one I hope you will all be most interested in, is this one right here. Do you want it to just research and send emails all by itself? That is an option. That's a little bold and brave for someone like me. I highly recommend that you have all emails be reviewed first. So what it will do is it will identify, I think this person and company is the right one to reach out to right now, and I think this is the email you should send them. But when it does that, it will put it on a dashboard, and you can review. I don't have any to review right now, but you can review the emails it's suggesting. It will explain, we should reach out to this company right now because they just went through a merger and acquisition, and that is an important signal for you. And here is the email we think we should send to this person. And you can just approve it or reject it or edit it and then send it, and you stay in control. And after you've done that for a while, perhaps you will get to a state where you will be comfortable having prospecting agents sending emails fully on your behalf. But I highly recommend, if you are new to this tool, that you stay very hands-on, that you make sure it is representing you exactly the way you want to be represented, and it will save you the trouble of manually researching and writing emails, but then you can continue to have visibility into what's happening and be involved in the conversation from the beginning. So that is prospecting agent to help you engage. Then comes hopefully closing a deal. You have prospected this person, they have agreed to have a meeting, you hop on the call, you're talking to them, and this idea of smart deal progression is, to me, the most exciting thing HubSpot has released in a long time, certainly this spring. Because the hardest thing to get salespeople to do is to update the CRM with the conversations they've had, right? If there are any salespeople in the room, you are very good, I know, at talking to your customers, understanding their needs, resolving their concerns. But I also know you don't like to write things down. And that just comes with the territory. You have other things you need to be doing. So this is how we have designed AI to help with that problem. Here is a deal record inside of HubSpot. It's a very promising deal I've been working on. We've been having conversations. And you can see down here, I had a meeting just a couple days ago. And if we open this up, what we will see, if you have HubSpot connected to Zoom or to whatever meeting tool you use, here is the conversation transcript. We can see turn by turn who said what. That is not new. But if you have ever used an AI note taker, you are probably accustomed to getting a summary and maybe next steps, right? This person promised they would do that. This person promised they would do that. HubSpot has taken that a step further by recommending here are the actual CRM records we think you should update and what we think you should update them to based on what was discussed in the call. So if the total price of the deal changes over the course of the conversation, or certain things happen that indicate that the deal stage should be updated, you can just come in here and yes, that is right. We want to accept that. And now that deal stage has been updated. Or you can say, no, this is wrong, and you can reject it. Down here, the action items are listed out, as you might expect from an AI note taker. But you can create tasks inside of HubSpot, or you can create one big task for all the things. And so this way, the things that are talked about on the call are actually turned into data and action inside of the CRM. And if you are an admin type, or if you're in operations, you can control which properties can be updated automatically by this. You can give it specific instructions. For example, if your deal stages are clearly defined, and a deal only gets to move into a certain stage when a certain thing has been agreed to or a certain action has been taken, you can explain all of that stage by stage to the AI, and that it will only recommend these updates based on your actual sales process. So that this becomes not just a way for your sales reps to move more quickly, to have less administrative work they have to do themselves, but it also becomes a better way to have more accurate and data and to follow the actual processes that you are meant to be following. And finally, in the last stage is Customer Agent. Some of you I know were with me in a session this morning where we talked about Customer Agent. This is the agent we have had the longest. It has been fully operational and out of beta for more than a year. We are consistently finding that our customers who use it have more than 70% of their conversations fully resolved by Customer Agent. We are seeing some customers reach as high as 90% full resolution from Customer Agent, no human involvement involved. And the thing that's really amazing to me is you're finding that customer satisfaction rises when you use Customer Agent. It turns out people are delighted to have their questions answered quickly, and they don't really care too much if it is a human or a robot who answered them, as long as the answer comes quickly and is accurate. And so Customer Agent is set up here under the Service tab, and you can come in and you can give it an identity, give it a name. You can decide what kind of personality it has. But the most important thing you can do is give it knowledge. And this is how it's going to answer people's questions. So when you give knowledge to Customer Agent, you have a few options. If you have your website on HubSpot, you can pull in content directly from HubSpot. So if you have knowledge-based data, if you have a website, landing pages, blogs, you can just go ahead and add those. And then anytime those pages have any edits made to them, that automatically rolls into Customer Agent. You don't have to update it. You don't have to tell it there was a change. It just knows. If your website is not on HubSpot, no hard feelings, totally fine. You can give it your URL right here for your website. It can pull in up to 5,000 subpages from that URL. If you want to control exactly what types of pages or what paths it's pulling from, you can do that. And this will be updated weekly. So once a week, it'll check to see if there were any changes and then pull in that information. So Customer Agent can have all that publicly available information because we know that even if you have a very nice knowledge-based document explaining, for example, your hours of operation, people may not find it. They may not bother to look for it. They're just going to open that chat window and ask, what time are you open today? Customer Agent can answer that immediately. Additionally, you can upload documents into Customer Agent, and we have been working really hard to make Customer Agent able to understand a wide variety of file types. So, of course, if you want to give it a document or a text file or a markdown file, that's great. But if you just want to give it an image, it can analyze the image and pull text out of it. If you want to give it a training video, the same way you might train a new hire, it will watch that video and understand the content and be able to answer questions based on it. Customer Agent really loves structured data. So if you have a spreadsheet or an XML or JSON file with a product catalog or pricing information in it, you can make a whole big spreadsheet with columns for all the different attributes of your products, and Customer Agent can read that and answer questions instantaneously using it. The good thing about uploading information is sometimes even with your human customer support teams, you may have the publicly available information on your website, and then you may have internal documents that you use just internally to answer questions. You can do that same thing with Customer Agent. You can pull in the public information from the websites, but you can also upload information that you may not want on your website, but you still want it to be able to answer questions using. Those are the three main ways you're going to give it answers to questions. But then you can also just write answers to questions. If you know, because you have been answering questions from your customers for a long time, oh, there's a very common question, they always ask this, you can write the question here, you can give it an answer, and now it knows how to answer that question. So that is the most fundamental version of using Customer Agent. Again, it's deflecting 70% or often more than that of tickets just using this knowledge. Where it gets really powerful is you can also pull in actions, which can hit an API endpoint. So for example, this one is for order status. Perhaps you ship things to people, and you have your carrier that you use for shipments has an API endpoint you can hit to get an order status. You can tell Customer Agent, hey, if someone asks a question like this, where's my order? I haven't received my order. When will it come? Then ask them to provide this information, their order number and their email address, and then send those to this API endpoint. And then here are some instructions for what to do with it, right? Maybe just analyze it for the date that it's supposed to be delivered, or analyze it for a status like it's been delayed or it's on time, and share that with the customer. We've also seen people using this for things like password resets. Any small, mundane request your support team gets over and over and over that they can fix by clicking a button or checking information in a third-party system, you can build these actions, and Customer Agent can then do those for your support team. So the humans on your team can focus on the more interesting and important work of the complicated consultative questions that come from your best customers. And then finally, again, because this is all one integrated system, because this is all built on your CRM, if you want to give Customer Agent access to specific properties, you can do that. You can give it, any CRM property here, you can grab and you can give it access both to read and to write to it. You can control the level of security. You can require people to verify their email before it can be read and updated. And then for small tasks like updating a phone number or changing a shipping address, Customer Agent can handle those those as well, and your CRM will stay up to date with that information that is provided. So that is sort of a fast whirlwind tour of how we're thinking about AI across the full customer journey. And again, all of this is rooted on top of your own customer data. We really believe the most important point is that that whatever AI says on your behalf, however it interacts with your customers and prospects, it needs to be following your processes, it needs to be relying on your data, it needs to understand your company so that it doesn't just give generic AI output like it would if you went to ChatGPT or Claude. And we are far from done. So this is what we just launched for Spring Spotlight. Looking ahead, I mentioned AEO actions. We hope to surface opportunities for you to perform better in AEO. And then just give you single buttons you can push. Yes, help me draft a response to this customer review or this Reddit post, or tell me a blog post that I should write. Then you can edit it to make it your own and publish that. Customer Agent is going to continue growing and having more functionality. And then our own internal AI tools are getting better all the time. Soon you will be able to do deep research right inside of HubSpot on your own customer data. So instead of going to ChatGPT or Claude and saying, what is the right strategy for reaching a person in this industry, you can go to HubSpot and say, what is the right strategy given my company, given my industry? Look at my best customers. Tell me what traits they share. Where should I look for for my next best customers, and it will do that. So that is the overall view of this. This is how, again, it fits into this idea of the agentic customer platform. These are some of the most exciting features we have released recently. But I have not yet mentioned the very best part of HubSpot, which is it's customers. It's you. It's the people who use it. And so we have some time for questions here, and I believe Hus has a magic box that he can throw into the audience. This is actually a very soft microphone. I promise it will not hurt you when he throws it at you. But if you have any questions, raise your hand, and we will get the microphone to you.
And I want to say as well, like what Oko did, he did a request for a new functionality in AFAS. You can also do it, guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Nearer to the fire, you wouldn't come. So
yes, I am sending your feedback to the product team all the time. So feedback, questions, feature requests, I will take them all.
Hands. Oh, whoa.
Who's just really excited about this box? Let's see how good he can throw.
Yeah, hey.
First try.
Thanks for showing the nice transcript. When is the Dutch language coming? Because the English is very good, but when you're in a meeting with Dutch people, the transcript is not
the
very
transcript,
good.
yes. We have heard feedback. Our international transcripts need work. I will actually, I should have, here. This is a strange way to do it. I am for questions like this, I don't know, can you see? This is my email address at HubSpot. Just send me an email, and I can follow up on that. I know that's something the product team is working on. I don't know what their progress is, but I'd be delighted to get an answer to you that's very specific on that. I don't know if you need to throw the box back. Now we get to find out how well you can throw.
Oh, hey, achter je. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I just saw you recently started a beta for customer success rooms. I'm really curious. Can you tell something about it? Because unfortunately we weren't able to join. So.
Yes. The context on that. For a long time, HubSpot has had customer portals that have been very limited. You saw the beautiful custom ones that CX builds that do far more than HubSpot's normal ones do. So far, right now, HubSpot customer portals just show tickets and ticket status. It's open, it's waiting on a response from you or whatever the case may be. But yes, we are expanding that. We recently moved them over onto our full CMS functionality, and that's going to enable us to pull in a lot more information. So you will see deal rooms in there. Customer success rooms is a specific project we're working on that I think will have a lot of value for onboarding. The one thing I know we are working on is we have onboarding projects in HubSpot now, and you can get a Gantt chart showing when all the different tasks are due. And you now have the ability to assign tasks not just to users inside your HubSpot account, but also to your actual customers. But that's tricky because right now there's nowhere for your customers to actually see the tasks that are assigned to them. Customer success rooms will solve this problem. It will be a place they can sign in, they can see the status of the full project, they can see what tasks are assigned to them, and they can mark those as complete. That is in a very small closed beta right now, and I don't know the exact date that it's supposed to be released, but I would fully expect to see that by our big Unbound conference in the fall in September. At least in a public beta that you could opt yourself into and use.
Great. We have a last question. We are going to do the last one, but of course, everyone do have the email address from Kyle now, so send them all an email, please, with what you want to request. And then if you throw it to Oko again, then you can make all your requests, Oko, today, even for AFAS and for HubSpot.
Request. You're talking about customer success rooms.
Yeah.
And my question is, have you ever thought about prospect
yes, so
rooms?
deal rooms also is something we are building as part of this. The hope, I think, is that, our customer portal as it existed till now has been very limited. It's just ticket management. We are hoping to expand it to whatever use case you want to use. So if you want to allow prospects to come in, see their deals, see their quotes, see an invoice, see a proposal, we are working to make that possible for you.
Great. Oh, yeah. Kijk. Oh. Jammer. Nou, maar we hebben hem nu niet meer nodig. Dus dames en heren...
We don't need it anymore.
Dames en heren, geef hem een waanzinnig applaus. Kyle Jepson.
Thank you.